Hello and welcome to Coffee Milk. I'm Mark Laporte.
Mitch to follow. What do we got?
Greatest way to set up a podcast or even maybe a YouTube channel. Okay, so we've been talking about how we need to promote us. We do audio only because the first episode that we did way back in October, I don't know, it seemed it seemed like the cameras were kind of messing our flow up because you just didn't know where to look and you just weren't as eloquent and fluent with speaking because it seemed like you were just worried about those video cameras. Plus, we're in this weird little room and it's small. And if we ever want somebody to interview, I kind of don't want to do it on Zoom. I'd really like to meet in person. I just feel weird having people meet in my house, and there's no real way to set it up where we can film it and see them. So, public access television, it's completely free. There are studios in every state. Like, we live in Rhode Island, so we have, I think there's 3. Lincoln?
What?
Or 4. There's 4 studios. Oh, yeah. The closest one to us is in Providence.
We're the smallest state, and we have 4.
Yeah. But you go out someplace like Wisconsin, it might be 4 hours to get to the studio. But for us, it's 20 minutes in any direction.
It's 20 minutes across the state if you drive fast enough.
So I called them up today, and I said, okay, I know public access because I used to watch it as a kid. You only had so many channels. We didn't have all these streaming channels and so many options. So sometimes you'd get bored. And public access would also be with, there was that famous painter, Bob Ross. Don't know if you probably haven't seen him.
Oh, so that was public access TV.
Yes, but
he went there and painted.
But he wouldn't do it for Rhode Island. But I guess you'd take programming from other public access channels or maybe other programming just to fill up time slots. So they would use Bob Ross, and I loved Bob Ross's paintings. But anyway, so they have a whole, I don't know how many studios are in there. They might have like separate rooms, and each room is a different kind of like studio. But it would just be nicer to be at something that it's already set up. If anything, they might have nice couches or something. Just, it'd be more comfortable.
It's a fully set up studio.
If you got anybody from Rhode Island that we want to interview, it's like, okay, yeah, no, let's meet up at the studio in Providence.
That's such a good idea.
Exactly. So we don't have to worry about everything. You got the cameras. The only thing they say is if you're going to use the studio, which is completely free because you pay taxes, as long as you work, live, or go to school in Rhode Island, you can use the station for completely free.
When you told me that, it just blew my mind because so many people today are struggling with the equipment and how to get it and then how to use it too. And that you said this place, they offer courses on how to use it, or they educate you on how to use the equipment?
Yes, because before you can use it, you have to take lessons.
Oh, so you can't even, you can't go in there without taking the course.
Right. They'll sign off on everything. You need like a production signature. You need an equipment signature. There's a couple of different things.
That is so cool.
They teach you for free. It's like, I mean, my God. So
well, it's not for free. You pay for it.
Well, you've already paid for it, but yeah, I've been paying for it for 22 years now, and I've just never realized that you could I thought it was something, even if it was $50 an hour, it wasn't that bad because you get to use the equipment, but it's completely free. So anybody that's asking, what's the best setup? What's this? What's that? Go to your public access station. They'll give you the footage to edit, and you can even get a time slot to be on air. So I was going to do that too. I'd take, maybe even a 1 o'clock time slot in the morning. I don't care because some of the stuff I used to watch was at 1 o'clock in the morning too. Like Judge Caprio. Have you ever seen him? It's caught in Providence. It's
yes, and they made a whole YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
off of him too, and it's like they turned the whole judge scene into a super nice and soft environment, and then recorded everything, and now it's like a TV show.
But that's him. He is so just cool. A super nice, genuine person.
He is.
Something's going on. I saw his name in the news, and I thought I read that they might not kind of renew his contract as a judge, or
they're not going to renew it.
I don't know why. I haven't read the article. The warmest parts that come out from him is when he's, when you hear, it's like, oh, I'm taking care of my 90-year-old father, or the 90-year-old father is taking care of the 70-year-old son who's got cancer or something.
It seems like these people are making up the sob stories, though. It's like,
you would swear, but no.
Every episode is the same. It's like, oh, I got a speeding ticket. Here's my sob story. And he's like, oh, my heart. Just pay $10.
Well, yeah, because I guess people from all across the world will actually just mail in checks.
No way.
Oh, yeah. I want to pay this forward to the guy
Are
with
you
the.
kidding?
Oh yeah, if you can't pay court costs, like there's people who have already donated,
Oh my goodness.
and if he sees fit, he'll use some of that money to pay your
That's
court.
really interesting. That's what I was talking about with my aunt earlier. We were looking into Bryant College, and she sent both of her kids there, and she was talking about how if you like genuinely like can't afford to go to this college and it's going to be a financial burden on you, there is so much money in donations that has been sent to the schools where you can just ask for a private donation, and the money's already there. You just have to ask for it.
Everything's there. You just have to ask, and it's all there for you. I can't believe it took me this long to realize that public access.
You told me that, it blew my mind.
Because I didn't know that it was completely free. I figured, okay, lessons. Oh man, what are we talking? $250? No, completely free.
Free.
It's so you can start anything and not have to. You can get books from this place called the library. Yes, you pay taxes, and there's a building full of books that you could take out for free. Or better yet, go online and download the app, and they'll give you the audio books. I just can't
That
see
was
how.
really cool when I was, I think I said this on another episode though.
That's fine. Keep it.
When I was younger, I hated reading for school. Whenever I was given a book that we were going to have to read, say by the end of the month or whatnot, I would stress myself out about it so much to the point where I would not pick up the book, and I would scour the whole internet just trying to find an audiobook version because I didn't want to read it. I would read 5 pages and then I'd start thinking about something else. And then I'd look back down at the book and be like, wow, I've just been in my head for the past 20 minutes and reading for the last 5. I am getting nowhere with this. So when I found out that your public library basically gives you access to audiobooks and you don't have to go to Audible or some other service, it was such an incredible aha moment.
The only problem is you got 14 days or 21 days. So if you take out a title, there's a hold on it, and there's
It's
8
pretty
people in line.
But you still get it.
Exactly.
I've taken out audiobooks with a hold on them, and I've gotten them.
Oh God, I have so many or I've used that a lot. I've gotten a lot of audiobooks.
What if someone? It's definitely already out there. But what if you made a service where you have an app and you type in the book you want, or you upload the text of the book because so many books are just digital now. So you download the text of the book, give it to the app, and an AI reads it for you. That's probably a lot better.
Man,
it's less like Siri, like robot reading. It's more like
right. You got synesthesia, and then there was that other app that I wanted to try last week that this other podcaster used, and I think it took maybe 3 or 4 minutes. He was talking in the mic, just reading the sentences that it had for him, and then it completely mimicked his voice really well, where you couldn't tell because it even carried over the inflection. And he typed something out, and he could make the AI say it 9 different ways in his own voice. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But I didn't think. I mean, usually when I see books online, it's a PDF scanned image of the book. So, but yeah, I'm sure you could find the text from it, put it in a synesthesia, depending, because they give you just a time limit. So if you're using the free thing for synesthesia, it's like they'll give you a free hour of the AI.
Yeah.
And I think some books are like 14 hours.
Yeah.
That'd kind of be costly. Go to the library.
I just had an idea on that books. What was it? Whatever. It'll come back.
Okay. So at the studio, they got tripods. They have lavalier mics. The lighting kits is what I'm really curious about, and I hope
that's cool.
That's what I got to learn.
Lighting is so annoying.
I can never get it right.
You hear everyone talk about it when they're making their own videos and stuff. They're always like, "Oh, the lighting was so difficult," and I never understood that. I'm like, "How is it difficult to get lighting? You just get a bunch of lights." And then the first time we set up the podcast with the cameras in front,
it just didn't look.
I think we played with the lights for what, an hour straight?
Yeah,
trying to get behind us to go away.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we had that shadow right behind us. That's what I'm saying. And it seemed like if you just kind of go dark with one light at your face and then kind of one light behind you, but just on the floor, it seemed like a nice setup. But again, still got to play around with that. But public access, just Google it in your state. You have things for equipment and training. They got a cool community bulletin board, so I'm sure they'll have different events coming up, things like that. But it's completely free. You get the files. You can edit them. You can even put it on your television for your local area. Ours would be either 3 or 4, but we could have our podcast on TV. I mean, it'd be kind of cool.
Pretty cool. An episode on TV.
And it's weird that we say that because we can stream it anyway. You could go on Twitch and you can do it on TV, but it's just the fact that you're on cable, but it's not really cable because it's channel 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just found that so intriguing. So if you ever want to set anything up, public access, it's free. Use what you're paying for already.
Yes. I hope we get someone who at least has a moment and just kind of takes this idea and runs with it. And if you do, definitely
email
text us.
Yeah, please, let us know how it
email us. I want to hear someone who's like, oh my gosh, I thought about starting a podcast the other day and then I didn't have equipment. Heard you guys' story and I just ran right to public access. I want to hear someone who had success with this because that is a gold nugget right there.
I'm a genius. What can I say?
You are.
The only thing that seems like a downside is we need a team because I was asking with the production and the lessons. He said, okay, well, you'd probably want one cameraman, and then you'd want one guy in the editing room. And maybe one person out kind of telling how much time you have left or things like that. But he said you could probably get away with 1 or 2 extra people. And now we just need to find 1 or 2 people that could help. So if you're only a 1-person team, you might not be able to do it.
Who knows, though? Maybe the public access station in their area might already have a team or people who are working there ready to assist other people because you're paying for it in your taxes.
That's what I thought, and it kind of read like that too.
Do that.
It said that they were open and that there was a team, so I don't know. I'm going to sign us up for next Friday. We're going to take our lessons with using the equipment then, because if we can just tell them, look, can't we just have a big wide shot? We don't need 3 cameras, just 1 wide shot. We'll push record and we'll just sit there and
even
talk.
with the wide shot, you can zoom like you have 2 different cameras now with the technology we have.
Yeah, but not the technology they have. This is public access. This isn't,
No, it's just from the video frame. You can put that into a software and then it zooms further into the frame.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, I really want to see if they have, oh goodness, I really want to see if they have 2 cameras that it just like it picks up the mic and it auto syncs to that person, kind of like how a Zoom call does or video chatting, because it would just make editing so much easier. I don't know. So next week we're actually signed up. We're probably going to do it around this time, around noon. Go down there. I don't know how long the lessons are. I wouldn't assume any longer than an hour. But then we're going to come back and we're going to talk all about it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was going to be cool podcast fodder for next week.
Okay.
Now,
what do we got?
You were going to talk about a company you were interested in, Huel, or were you not?
I don't have too much on Huel, but I have been seeing them everywhere, and their company is basically the solution for eating.
The solution for eating, you say?
Yeah, people...
What's the solution for eating?
There's this whole narrative today that eating food takes too much time out of your day, and it's just the whole, like, deciding what you want to eat and then cooking it, and also eating something that's healthy for you. So this company basically got all these they made their own super smoothie mix out of all grains and vegetables and everything. Put it in a blender with water, mix it up, and then drink it. And that's your meal supplement.
So it's just
I guess
protein shake?
Yeah, it's like a protein shake company. I mean, these things are popping up everywhere. They have 8.5 million in reoccurring revenue.
Is that monthly or yearly?
Annually revenue, sorry.
Wow.
And there's from online, what I'm reading on Zippia, Huel has 210 employees, and their revenue per employee ratio is 40,000 per worker. Okay, I butchered that.
You usually butcher that part. It's very funny.
I can't read and
don't read.
I don't think anyone can.
Yeah. I can. You know why? I'm amazing.
Okay. But what do you think about getting your meal in the form of a shake?
No.
I don't like it either.
No, because I'm going to eat, and I'm going to eat red meat, and I'm reading here, humane, it's vegan. Huel is plant-based and contains no animal products. Well, what's the fun in that? I don't want to just be eating beans all the time. That's no fun. Simple. I mean, if you're on the go constantly, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not really a protein shake. It contains protein, but it has everything else. Carbs, fiber, it's all plant-based.
It's like
the shelf life.
I feel like it's more for people who are like extremely on the go and maybe are hiking or something and want to take a smoothie with them that's a little bit like a step up from a smoothie. Get a little more full off of this one. But I don't get how they could get a company like this that literally just sells milkshakes in the form of a meal replacement. I guess it's just the whole thing they're highlighting is it saves people time, which is pretty.
Gotten lazier. Yeah, no, they've gotten lazier because this looks great product. I'll probably try it if I get a free sample or some shit.
I feel like the only thing keeping it going is them highlighting to people how it's so. It just takes the whole idea of eating and putting it into this super short and fast thing that you don't have to worry about anymore. And it's like, oh, it's only $2.50 a meal. But come on, like, is that really going to replace your food? Are you really going to feel full drinking that every day?
I got nothing going on in life, bud. I got nothing. The only thing I got going on in life is food. And I'm going to take away the one joy that I have so I could have a shake?
Nope.
Nope. I mean, if I were on a car trip or something, sure. Yeah. But I'm not replacing my meals, and it's not going to be plant-based.
Yeah, I tried that for about a year, and
oh yeah,
did not go well.
You went vegan for a while.
I just stopped eating meat, basically. I still had eggs, I still had dairy.
Oh, okay.
But that was hell, because I was not
healthy.
I did not do enough due diligence beforehand on figuring out what I should eat and what I'm going to replace what I have been eating for years with. And then I just started eating a bunch of junk, like many other people have done when they're trying to go vegetarian. And it was not fun. It was not fun at all. I just became super low energy. I thought going into it, I was going to be like, oh, all this red meat, all this fat is making me tired. And no, that's BS.
You need the energy.
You need to work out more. You need to get active, and you need to work your body so then you won't feel tired. It's not all about what you eat.
No.
Have you tried a Impossible Burger, Whopper, whatever?
When Burger King came out, yeah, it was like the next day I had tried it. And it was funny because I had bit into it. Yes, I could tell, but no, I couldn't at the same time. There was this weird aftertaste.
You were making yourself think, yeah, it was like more in your head.
But I did not feel good after it. My stomach was very weird for about 24 hours, and that's the last time I had it. Because I actually think the double Whopper with cheese is the best burger. Going out on a limb, the best hamburger, double Whopper with cheese from Burger King. Not In-N-Out, not Red Robin, not Five Guys, nothing.
Wrong.
It is Burger King, double Whopper with cheese. I have never had a better burger.
You know what? We're not going to get emails from anything else but people telling you are an idiot because you like Burger King. They're all
wrong.
When I get Burger King, I have already decided that I'm eating shit. I would never pick Burger King as my first burger, let alone my first choice of food.
Burger King burger. It's the best burger. The Whopper with cheese.
Oh, man.
Double Whopper with cheese, 100%. I don't know what it is. And I've eaten a lot of stuff. I remember I went to In-N-Out in Arizona, and it was a huge line for it. And I brought it home, and I was like, I just did not see what the fuss was about. Johnny Rockets, actually, that was a great burger, but I haven't had that in maybe 25 years, so.
You know, it's interesting how people have made so many YouTube channels reviewing burgers from different places. I watched those for like probably about a month. You've never seen that?
No, the things I'm watching now are the people who
Good Mythical Morning reviewing all the burgers. Like when I was in, I think it was elementary, it was like a trend to review all the burgers from all different places.
You know, that'd actually be kind of cool. When we're at the studio next time, we can we can do more with video, but it's like we could get stuff from all the local places in Rhode Island and then review them. Like get weenies from Granite Farms and weenies from New York Systems really cool. And stuff. Do you eat wieners?
Yeah. Well, I don't love them. I feel like they have a different taste than hot dogs.
Yeah, wieners are different.
They have like a spice to them.
Just like not hoagies. What's the other hot dog thing we have here? It's a Rhode Island thing. Oh, I can hear my mom right now just yelling it at me because this is her favorite type of hot dog. It is. Okay, I'm pausing because I need to figure out what the hot dog is. Rhode Island hot dog. Is hot wieners just a Rhode Island thing?
Park?
No, it's Soggies.
Soggy, yeah, that's
Soggy.
the one. Soggy.
And
Soggy.
I don't know. Okay, now if wieners are weird for people, because I don't know if it's just a Rhode Island thing. I thought everybody had wieners, but I'm only seeing it for Rhode Island, so I'm like, okay, well, they might think we're talking weird. It's just what? It's just a small hot dog, and it's got this meat sauce on it with just chopped up onions and celery salt. You don't put ketchup on it. You don't put anything on it. It's just perfect as it is. And that's a wiener.
And if you think a wiener's weird, try the word soggy.
Yeah, Saugy, soggy.
Soggy.
All right, soggies.
Hot dogs.
Wieners.
I think they're pointless. I don't know why people eat wieners. Like what? Like who came up with the idea that they're gonna make hot wieners the best thing ever when hot dogs already existed?
Because wieners are better than hot dogs.
But
You got the onions and meat.
you could just put the onions and meat on a damn hot dog.
Yes, then it's called a wiener. Well, I think actually...
No, but the
wieners-
wiener itself is different.
Yeah.
Because I was always that kid who wanted shit plain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
no.
When the wiener is like, oh God. No, it's different. It's different.
That's so weird. We're just saying wiener all the time. I don't know if I have to label this adult content because AI's going to pick it up and be like,
This episode is gonna be the least viewed. We're just gonna have a bunch of click offs at like 5 minutes in when we start talking.
no way, because I was talking about public access for 14.
I know. Well, I bring it up every episode, but I'm probably going to keep bringing it up.
No.
ChatGPT argued with me.
Yeah, you sent
Well, they didn't argue with me. It got aggressive. It showed me an aggressive story out of nowhere that I did not ask for. I get how language models are basically constantly trying to predict the end of the sentence. So if you give it the beginning of a story, it could finish it in a million different ways, and it's not always going to be. I don't know. It could finish it with a nice story, a rude story, a happy story, a sad story. It could do any of that. It doesn't have like a set thing for that. I was using it to take our transcript, our podcast transcript, and turn that into an article. An article, yeah. So I basically fed it 14 pages worth, like 14-page long Google Docs of text. So it didn't like that. And then I asked it to. I was kind of trying to brief it because I've given it so much text. I was like, hey, can you go back to the back of the chat, the beginning of the chat, and just kind of recite what I've given you, just so
I know you know.
I know you know what I want, right?
Did you ask it that, though? Because when I do that, sometimes I'll preface it, be like, you're an expert in this field. I'm going to give you something. You're going to summarize it or rewrite it or do this. Do you understand the assignment? And then it'll respond, yes, I understand the assignment. Please give me the stuff.
I saw that the other day. Putting "do you understand" at the end kind of stops it from just generating an output and actually listen to you.
Yep.
I didn't really do that, but it was kind of on the right track already. And then I was like, all right, recite the beginning. Recite the first paragraph I pasted into the chat. I gave it the first sentence of the first paragraph for reference.
And it went to paragraph
And it
5.
gave me the reference, right? It spit it out and said, here, I'll recite it. Gave me the first, it's kind of hard to explain in words. It gave me the first sentence I pasted in, and it continued it with its own words and turned it into an extremely aggressive story about some guy laying on the ground and another guy coming up to him with a tire iron and beating him to death.
And that was was that from our podcast?
Yes, that was from our podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it really, did you ask
There was the first sentence that I gave it, it was what we said in the transcript. It was like, so he gets out of the car and then it continued that. He gets out of the car and gets the tire iron and walks up to the guy and starts whacking him. After it gives me that output, I go, okay, ... And then it responds with, is there anything else you would like help with? And I was like, yes, actually, I would like you to do what I'm here for and create the blog post based on my transcript, but leave out the tire iron story, of course. And then it continued and gave me what I wanted and left out the tire iron story. It was like it's kind of giving you a hey, you moment. I'm like pissed at you. It's like it venting its anger Like, I feel like I just got vented at.
It's tired
Like-
of doing this work for us stupid people.
Yeah. And it hasn't done that to me before. And I don't know.
It's just getting more aggressive now. I mean, I did ask mine to write me 4 stories, and it wrote them all. It did it in maybe 2 hours. It was pretty wild, but it's funny because you tell it, say, write a love story about this, and then it'll do it in the first 300-400 words, and then you're like, okay, continue. And then it kind of just recites the same
Yes.
first part again, a little bit different, but it really keeps like some of the same keywords. So when I tell it to continue next time, I'm like, continue the story, but add drama and a conflict and a resolution, and then it'll do that. So it seems like every time I tell it to continue, I give it something else in the story that I want it to do.
It is extremely literal. Like, if you don't tell it what to do, it will not do it.
That's why you
What
just
you do, and it works. It's like, okay, why is it writing like a human being now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it to write its own prompts now for me. Like how you said you could get ChatGPT to write it your own prompts, and then you put those in and you get other prompts. And I'm trying to get better with that now.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a good idea to use.
But the thing is, you're the chief AI officer here, so you should be teaching me this stuff. You're slacking big time.
Since when am I the chief AI officer?
I just promoted you today. Congratulations.
Yeah, hell yeah, let's go. Woohoo!
You don't get anything, and there's no added money.
Aw.
But you can put it on your LinkedIn profile all you want.
I was listening to My First Million earlier. Who was the guy who kind of sounds like
Ben.
me? The one who talks really fast.
Oh, Sam or Sean? Like the 2 hosts?
Yeah,
Sure.
the 2 hosts.
You're Sam.
Okay. Well, he moved to San Francisco, right?
That's Sam.
Yeah, he said how he moved to San Francisco for his Airbnb job that he got, but he lied when applying to the job, and he said that he never was convicted
Oh, of a crime.
of a crime,
Yep.
right? But he got a DUI.
Yep.
And I was like, wait a minute, how does this guy have a DUI out of all people? It just blew my mind.
Back in the days.
And it was kind of amazing. He moved all the way to San Francisco to work for Airbnb, got there, they said, oh no, you lied, so you're no longer working for us, which was probably like oh my gosh, that was like a blow to the head. And then he starts up a business with his roommate he starts it on Craigslist and then spins it up into a full-time like Weebly website.
Yes.
Okay, so he found a pain point of people. He figured out that when there's so many people who don't have a partner to move in with when they're moving into a new apartment, so he created an apartment.
Like a job board for apartment hunters.
Yeah, basically, he created he put up a listing like he had an apartment for people to come live in, and he got hundreds of people to apply to it. And then once they all applied, he said, "You're all tricked. This is not an apartment listing. This is for a party to find roommates for your apartment." And they charged everyone who went to the party. And it was just amazing.
Yes.
It was such a good idea. You just start with one thing, trick people into it, turn it into another thing, ask them for money, and then you have a business. That's how he started. It's pretty amazing.
I would like that for...
Kind of butchered his whole story there, but
That's okay. I'd kind of like that for companies. You hire out for a position. Say you're looking for a CFO or a CTO or any product manager, anything. You'll always get 100, 150 applicants for the one job. Now, all these 150 applicants, I'm sure, even if 20% are actually really good, you got like 20, 40 people that are really good, but you could still only give the one job to one person. You give it to that one person, then you got 39 qualified applicants. Somehow you should be able to monetize those applicants and push them to other, even competitors or friends. Be like, hey, are you looking for a CTO? I have 39 vetted people that have gone through this process with us. We can't hire them all for this one position. I think these people are highly recommended.
it's kind of like selling leads. So
Exactly. But as the company, I mean, you're already doing all this extra work. Why can't you just kind of make a list of these people and
Yeah.
just sell it to others?
that's what Mr. Beast does. Can he do that with some guy?
I have no idea.
No, we didn't. I thought we talked about that. How he would hire people, and if they didn't like live up to what they said they were gonna do, he would just put them in a better position. He wouldn't just fire them. He would find them a new job.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh yeah.
God bless that guy.
He would call around everywhere because he didn't want them to not have a job.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's probably why I bet you he's got a really high retention rate of employees because I'm sure he works them really hard.
It seems like he's been going with the same people.
Yeah, well, it seems like all his close friends too. I don't know his entire story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like his crew, and that's really
pretty cool.
We got to get that. I don't have a crew. I got a dog. My dog can't do anything. He just kind of lays there.
Yeah.
The prick.
They were also talking about the restaurant business on My First Million.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about how he's worked in so many different industries, and the restaurant industry is just terrible.
Oh,
Like, once the place closes, everyone is just on drugs and everything. And this was kind of like when I had this thought on my own after working in restaurants, I was like, wow, like it seems like a bunch of people are on drugs here. I didn't want to believe that, but now hearing that from so many other people. And then I came across a podcast, Rags to Dishes, and their whole podcast is basically about this topic of the restaurant industry and how it's just so crazy. Yeah, so I definitely want to get them on one day.
Oh, that's that Rhode Island podcast,
Yes,
right?
they're based in Rhode Island.
Oh yeah, let's
Yeah, they went from hating the restaurant industry to making a podcast.
about hating the restaurant industry.
Pretty cool.
Genius. One cool thing I saw for the ChatGPT was this extension, Chrome extension called AI PRM, and it was just. It seems like it's different prompts for ChatGPT. Like there's a book writer and a chapter writer and all these other things, and it just comes right through the Chrome extension right to ChatGPT. So that's how I wrote the book in an hour. What's up?
I saw someone else using this, and it was just another one of those moments where I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, that is amazing, and then completely forgot about it. Thank you for bringing this up, because this is so cool. Like, adds extra blocks and things onto the ChatGPT interface.
So you don't have to be like, write me an article at 500. Yes, it's a super upgrade done by people.
Yes.
When does GPT-4 come out?
I don't know, but I have to try this Air RPM. Very cool, very cool.
Wow, actually, it should be coming the first quarter of this year. Wait, we're in 2023. Yeah, no, that's the dishwasher. I'm gonna
Dishwasher.
kill that.
It's all good.
Cool extension, and I still haven't played with Runway. I'm gonna be playing with that today. Maybe we should make a little video on that. And we'll have that on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Coffee Milk Pod.
And if you are looking at the YouTube channel or any of the podcast apps, please hit subscribe or follow or anything that you can, because that really, really helps us out a lot. We know it's kind of annoying when you get asked for it, because I grew up my whole life with people asking me to hit subscribe and follow, but doing that really helps us build an audience and provide more value to you guys. So
also tell us what you like to hear and what you don't like to hear.
yes, I've heard a lot about trash bin cleaning companies. I mean, a simple way you could do it is just get a power washer, like you said, go up to people's doors and just ask them if they want their bin cleaned, because that's something people don't necessarily want to waste their time on. You know, it's like, who wants to clean out their trash bin?
Or who would even think of such a thing?
I know. So do you think that a company that is purely based on going to people's houses and washing out trash bins would say, even if they have like an automated way to do it with like a trash truck, but with a power washer inside it, do you think that would be successful in the long term, or it's going to be like a little trend thing because we're so worried about viruses and things being dirty now that they can kind of push a business like this on people?
The thing that sucks during the summer is when you throw something out, and then we have a lot of coyotes and stuff go through our trash. And
yes.
They always leave just this scent and everything. So
yeah,
there's actually a business.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe like in a place like New Hampshire where you have bears breaking into your house occasionally at worst, that would actually help a lot. Because I bet people in those areas already clean out their trash cans by themselves, or are aware of that because they don't want animals digging through their yard at night.
Oh, I just find it annoying. I'll wake up and the trash bag will be all ripped and stuff will be strewn everywhere in the yard. And it's like, oh, God, I just hate cleaning it up. There's actual companies doing this? I think this would be a great thing for a high school student or something.
Yeah, that's kind of how it starts. people will start out with like a pressure washer, just washing people's bins, and then they'll buy a truck from a company like Bin Wash Systems. You go all the way from having to put the bin on your truck yourself and it just doing the manual washing, from driving up to the bin with the truck like a trash truck would with the big arm that grabs the bin, and then it grabs the bin, opens it up, and puts it into the washer itself and puts it back down itself. So by itself, you don't even have to touch the bin to clean it.
That's incredible.
Yeah, they're doing this whole thing. It's a little side hustle.
Oh, perfect again for the teenager.
Certain companies are kind of making it like the ice cream truck in a way. They're sending out the garbage, the bin cleaning truck to neighborhoods, and like that is their whole marketing scheme. They're gonna send out the truck, have it play music, some like Mr. Clean song or whatever, while it's going through the neighborhood. Other people are gonna see it cleaning their neighbors' bins, and they're gonna hear the music. They're gonna see what's going on. They're gonna be interested and want their bins cleaned too. They say between that, it being kind of like the ice cream truck of cleanliness.
I never thought about cleaning my bin. I don't think I've ever done it.
I mean, I used to do it at when I worked at Shell, and I had nothing else to do. Whenever I would because I was the trash guy, I would take the bins in and out of all the trashes, and you take the trash bag out, and it's filled with this yucky coffee mess because we had a Dunkin' in there, so every trash bin was just syrup on the bottom of it. And then during the summer, you're swarmed with bees every time you want to take out the trash. So I would wash out the trash bins.
Forgot about the bees.
I would wash out the trash bins because I hated the freaking bees.
It's not so much the bees, it's the hornets and everything
That too,
else.
yeah, it's just annoying.
I'm a big fan of bees. I just hate all those other assholes.
Yeah, I hate when things are buzzing around me, trying to sting me. Get away.
See, the honeybees don't bother me.
Yeah,
he's outside, he kind of swats them. I'm like, dude, it's a honeybee.
Some days I'm fine, and I'm like, okay, it's a bee. They're not going to bother me unless I bother it, and I'll go do what I need to do. And then other days, there'll be one bee, and I will freak the heck out. But some days I'm just fine. It's weird. It's like an odd fear.
No, I've always noticed around fall, like when all the flowers are gone, the honeybees are still out, and sometimes I'll just kind of see it chilling on the deck for maybe an hour, and I think it just doesn't have enough energy to fly back to the hive. So I'll legit grab some honey, because I was by the local honey.
No way.
I'll put it on a little plate, and I will put it right in front of that bee, and that bee goes to it. Within 5 minutes, its wings go, flies away.
Yep.
I feel like I'm doing my part.
Save the honeybees. Save the bees.
Oh, we don't have the bees. We're all screwed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it all builds on top of each other.
$10 a thing. I think you probably do. Yeah, 10, 15. And what do you think it would take? You hose it down, you spray it with some chemical cleaner, let it sit for 5 seconds. You got the pressure washer. Probably takes 10 minutes max to set everything up. And you got paid $15. You do, if you get a couple houses close by, you can make $40, $50 an hour. That's not bad. I don't think I'd go as far as to buy a mobile cleaning truck.
Yeah, that's if you have the customers. That's the tough thing. It's like, how are you going to get people to want to clean out their bins?
I think you drive around with a jingle on your truck.
Makes sense.
Everybody coming out thinking it's the ice cream man, and then see this weird thing. It's kind of cool advertisement. It's like viral advertisement for real time.
Yeah, and it's like if you go to these nice neighborhoods and you see people cleaning out their garbage bins, and you have a nice house, they have a nice house. It's like it's like the phenomenon where every old guy talks about their damn lawn like it's their baby. It's like how they take care of their lawn, to certain people. So if one guy sees its bins getting washed out, the other guy's gonna do it.
That's actually, we got to keep up with the Joneses. They're getting their bins washed. We got to do this. Just like if your neighbor cuts his grass.
You kidding me, man? Yeah.
Again. Second time this month.
He's washed out his bins 3 times this month. How am I going to keep up?
No, I like that side hustle. I got one. If you're, I'd probably say you'd have to be 18 or up. How old do you have to be to get a license now? Used to be your 16th birthday, you could get your license.
Right, I think at 16, you have to drive before you're 16, right? No.
You get
your permit.
Yeah, I thought I got my permit at 15.
Yeah, you get your permit at 15, and then you get your license, your provisional license at 16.
What's a provisional license?
I don't know. I forget.
Oh, wow. No, we just got a regular license, I assume.
Yeah, you get a provisional, and you can only drive during certain times or something like that.
Oh, that was the permit for us. Like, You couldn't have
The
more than
provisional-
2 people in the car, and you couldn't drive after.
There you go. Yes, that's the provisional.
Oh, wow.
I believe. It went from driving with your parents. Wait, did you have to drive with your parents before?
Oh, you just had to drive with somebody that could drive.
Yes, that's what I mean.
You know, when you got the crazy wide loads that are, I don't know, driving a house down the road, or the big
Yes.
turbine wind blades.
Saw one the other day, and the guy in front was way too far ahead.
I love that. It's as if he's in his own little zone and he has no idea what he's actually doing. But you know, you can actually be that guy in front. There's only
Thinking about it the other day too.
there's 12 states, I think, that actually require you to take a class, but it's a
Okay.
1-day class. I can't remember what states, but it's like Arizona, Michigan. I don't believe it was anything in New York. But yes, you can just become that guy. And I'm pretty sure, just as there's websites where if you're trying to take a load or a big machine from one state and transport it to another state, you just put your quote, you're just asking people on a website like, hey, this is the size, these are the dimensions, I need to travel from here to here. And people will bid on your job. I'm pretty sure that's how the escort vehicle service works. Because if your load is above maybe 14 feet and then a certain amount wide and weighs a certain amount, you need that car in the front and in the back. And those people don't necessarily work for the transportation company. They're freelancers. So you could just put a quote, say, yeah, you know, I'll do it for $20 an hour or whatnot. And you just drive your car in front of the truck. They'll provide you the yellow lights on top, and you get a wide load across the front of your bumper. But that's an easy job. You're not delivering for Uber or anything. You're just providing a buffer for a big truck, and you're driving anywhere. I thought that was a really cool side hustle. I think you'd probably make, I don't know, 60, 75 grand doing that. So if you didn't have a job and you had a car, there's a great little side hustle for you.
Do you have to take a class in Rhode Island for that?
No, that's one you don't.
You literally just sign up and
You got a license, you got insurance, you're good to go.
really?
Yeah, they recommend you take like a defensive driving course and stuff. Anything to kind of lower those insurance rates. Yeah, there's no requirements. Normal license.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I would be scared to death if I had to go in front of a giant truck because I feel like I would mess up the route or something
I didn't even think of that.
and then get them going the wrong way.
Yeah, but much like the guy that was 3 miles in front of the wide load yesterday.
I mean, he seemed to be doing fine, so I think I could do it.
That's I just thought that was really cool. I went to this website, oversize.io, and it has all the...
Oh, it's a Web3 website?
No, I think that's probably just what they bought because oversize.com must have cost $1 million or something. So just buy the IO for $20.
Oh, okay. I thought IO was Web3 specifically, but it is, but it's not.
It's just like .ai is all AI, but not everything.
Is Web3 and AI. Okay. I wonder what Web3 is gonna, like, what
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting.
be. Like, is it just a more streamlined internet? Like,
More decentralized. I couldn't even explain it to you because we're just in this fundamental shift. And right now, for me, it's a waiting game. I have no idea what to do, but just do what we're doing and try and create as many cool things as we can while everything is literally changing around us real time.
yeah.
I've never seen it change this fast, go this far, this fast.
It's kind of, it's interesting because you talk to it. Yeah, you're bleeding a little bit.
It's either a weld burn because I'm bald, it's either a weld burn that I just keep picking at the scab, or I bumped into those palm fronds. We had them on display for the architect come down and take a look at it, and I hit it just right in the thing. That's okay.
Ugh.
Bleed away.
So when you talk to people and they're like, oh my gosh, everything is moving so fast. AI is coming out. Web3 is coming out. The internet is going to fundamentally change. I don't get how other people today don't see that.
I think just people today are oblivious. You will have 1 million people look up how to make money, and you will get 20, 30,000 different ideas. But how many people are going to execute on those things? So it's one thing you could hear in passing, oh, ChatGPT is revolutionary or AI is revolutionary, and people are just too lazy, just like the food thing and getting protein shakes. People are just lazy. That's why it's the people who decide to actually do something will do big things or make money or
Yeah.
whatever.
I guess they're not worried about it because they look at that as just purely their entertainment aspect of life. It's not anything more. It's just kind of something to look down at and tune out.
Until it becomes so big where all your friends decide to talk about it, that's when it becomes mainstream.
Yes.
It's just like crypto.
It's like,
When you have somebody talk about crypto, like, Bitcoin could have been at 3,000. The minute it hit 20,000 or 19,000, people were going nuts, and everybody was telling you to buy crypto at 19,000. Meanwhile, I'm telling you, it's like, I don't think this is. It went up in such a short time, guys. I don't think this is the right time to buy. And they'll buy then, and then it goes down. Then they're just like, Bitcoin sucks. When everybody starts talking about it, that's when you got to kind of step back. You're like, okay, it's too mainstream. But AI, it's not like you're investing in it. It's you're using it. So when your grandmother starts talking about it or your aunt starts talking about it, that's when you know it's caught on to everybody.
yeah, that happened, what, last week?
That's what it seems like. I got people telling me out of the blue, oh, I tried this, or I tried this because of the podcast, and this is actually really cool. Yeah, and there's a billion other tools.
I was in accounting the other day, and I gave it my the statements that I'm supposed to turn into, like the income statement and whatever. And I gave them I gave ChatGPT all the purchases that the company made, and then it just spat out all of the income statements, the trial balance, all of the things that I would be making in accounting. But it got like one category wrong. And I think it did that because when you give it homework, it can understand that you're giving it homework and you're a kid giving it homework. So it gets one thing wrong. So you can't really use it. It got almost all of it right. It was nuts.
I didn't know that.
Made a table too.
No way.
Yeah.
See, that's why I love just playing with this stuff and hearing all this. I would have never thought about coding and accounting. You don't even need a bookkeeper. You can, AI bookkeeping.
All right. I was researching solar because I've always been interested in batteries and renewable energy. It blows my mind how you can collect a bunch of energy from the sun or the wind, store that, and then use it later. For years, everyone has been focusing on making solar panels and batteries to collect energy as electricity and store it as electricity. And there's like a ton of complications with that because you need precious metals to make the solar panels. You need silver. And then you need all different types of, you need silicon too, which is also very expensive. And they've been making solar panels for years, and it hasn't really gotten much better. And now we're running into the issue where we're running out of silver to make the solar panels because you need a silver paste to make the contacts on the solar panel. And then they started looking into how to use copper in place of the silver paste when producing the solar panel. So they looked into that. They thought it was an awesome idea. A few companies ran with it, and then their solar panels started falling apart because the copper could not build.
Fluctuation in temperatures?
Yes. Between that and the oxidization of the copper, it built up a layer between whatever it was trying to connect to, like the silicon on the solar panel. I don't understand exactly how they go together, but all I know is it has to be in really thin strips on the solar panel, the copper or the silver, and the copper you couldn't lay it out in thin strips like that. So some companies are working on different ways to collect energy from the sun and store it. And the other problem we're facing as well is the storage of the energy. The lithium is very difficult to get. The bottom of the supply chain is disgusting. There's people in other countries digging in pits and basically destroying their life over making just a portion of a living for themselves by mining lithium. Like
the lithium mines.
If you go and look at the lithium mines, it is.
That's why I laugh at all the eco-friendly people who are just like, "Oh my God, electric cars!"
Yes,
like, have you seen what goes into making?
Number one, and number two, the technology is just too advanced. And I came across this thing on YouTube the other day about how to store energy in different ways, and it just blew my mind because they really took keep it simple, stupid to a whole nother level. We don't need electricity. We don't need solar panels. All we need is some type of magnifying glass, right? Some type of magnifying glass apparatus. A bunch of those. Taking energy from the sun, harvesting it, collecting it, and refocusing it into one point. And then, at that one point that the sun is focused, you're not going to put a solar panel to collect it as electrical energy because we don't have the technology to make that transfer from the sun to the electrical energy easily. We lose a bunch of it. So we keep it as heat instead. So where the sun is focused in that really hot area, have you seen people making giant magnifying glasses and melting rock with them?
Oh, are you kidding? I used to do that stuff when I was a kid.
I almost did that. I watched this YouTube channel. The guy actually passed away, the king of random.
Oh.
Where I originally saw this, he would get a plastic screen from inside the old TVs he would find on the road.
Oh, yeah.
Turn that into a mega solar panel,
magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass. So you take that and you get a pipe and you put a liquid in it that absorbs the heat of the focused sun. And then you take that heat and you store it in actual material like rock. You heat up the rock inside a giant insulator. So you got this giant big, just imagine a big brick.
Mm-hmm.
And wrapped around the brick is the best insulator you could think of, right? You take the heat from the sun, you focus it down into one little point, you heat up liquid with the heat from the sun, store that liquid in a physical container, not turning it into electricity, just keeping it as heat, and then using that heat to boil water, make steam, and then run turbines with it. And oh my God, my leg is so numb.
Sorry, it just happened.
Oh, it's one of those.
But I don't know if it was a movie, but I swear I thought I saw like a solar farm like that. They'd have solar panels, and then the solar panels would be directed at this tall tower, and it would just focus this like beam at the tower, and the tower would heat up stuff. Do you got to get up and walk around? We'll take 5 seconds.
Sounds good. We can keep going. Yeah, but it just blew my mind that everyone's focusing on, solar, green energy, batteries, but no, that's not what we need.
Just store it.
We just need to store energy as heat and figure out how to keep heat hot for a really long time, not keep electrical energy in a battery that isn't using lithium. We can use rocks and sand to store energy as heat. It's just so simple, and the concept just works so well. I just don't understand why it's not being used everywhere already.
I'm glad it makes sense to you. To me, I'm just like, wait, store heat and rocks, and what are we doing?
You don't see that?
I mean, I understand it, but it's like, but the steam's got to be transformed into electrical energy to... So is it just running a like the turbine or something?
Yeah,
that's just...
Yes, you take the heat from the rocks, you blow air through the giant rock cavity that's hot, or you run water through it in pipes, like you would a you would a radiator. It's like a giant volcano that you heat up artificially and has a radiator inside it, and then from that hot water.
Sorry, dog's just confused.
From that hot water, we use steam, and you turn the steam into electrical energy. And this is supposedly, and it's more sustainable. It'll last for years. You don't have to recycle the batteries. It just stays there and it works. It is just, and you can also do it in a way that takes electrical energy, uses toaster elements to heat up the rock, and then once the rock is hot enough, toaster elements shut off, and the heat stays there. And when you want to use it, you run water through it, create steam, and use the steam to create electricity.
Problem with this whole thing is nobody makes money. You just use a rock. Well, you can use any rock, and then you don't need the lithium mine. So the guy who owns the lithium mine won't make any money, and that's why they won't do it.
But they're putting in. I think you're wrong. I think that this is going to be an incredible technology because what you can improve is the material that stores the heat and the material that collects the heat. And once you improve those two things, it's going to beat out batteries. Yeah. And maybe batteries will come back in the future, but I think that this technology is going to beat out everything because it's simple. You're storing energy in a much simpler way, and it's good for the environment. I think it's going to beat out batteries.
Theoretically, all this sounds fantastic, but I'm saying, like, there will be somebody from Duracell being like, oh, yeah, okay, I want to buy the patent for this technology, and then shut it down. Never use it.
It's so
That's the
terrible how that
problem.
happens.
That's the problem. Everybody wants power and they want money.
Let's hope that does not happen.
That's why if you find a free energy solution, what you need to do is release that immediately to everybody. You put that on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, you just flood everywhere with it. Give it to every news station. Therefore, the genie's out of the bottle and you can't put that back. Everybody will try it and boom. Everybody that runs the energy companies is out of business.
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. I mean, our world runs on energy, so that's the top industry, basically.
Oh, you come up with fusion or cold fusion or something? Yeah.
But this idea, it just blows my mind because we all think in terms of electricity when we think of energy, but do we really need that? No, we don't.
I always thought
We just need to figure out how to retain heat for long enough, and then it's going to work flawlessly.
and just take heat from the ground. It's not hot enough, I would think.
I saw that in a Verde Vineyards up the street from us.
Oh yeah, and
I
Justin.
believe. Yeah, they have a. Well, we went there on a trip for physics class. Mr. Catucci showed us how they take heat from the ground, from the earth, or the cold air, and they use it to cool or heat the room where they make the wine or whatnot.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they were using that. I thought it was
Really
done for,
cool.
like the greenhouse or
Really
something. Wow. I had actually emailed them one day. It was when I had one day off, and I was thinking, I'd really love to come down and learn about wine and how you approve the grapes and see when the right time to pick is and how they do everything. They told me to come down, but I just never did. Now I'm going to check it out because I really want to see that geothermal thing. Because I know Iceland, I'm pretty sure they don't really use normal power plants. They use geothermal for everything. You see pipes everywhere.
Yes.
They got the hot baths
And
hot saunas.
that's what I saw looking up this technology, that other parts of the world are already using it. And I was like, oh, okay, so this really does work. This is being used.
Oh yeah, America is we're a reactive society.
Yeah.
We're not proactive in any way, shape.
Well, we're proactive if money is going to be lost.
Oh, 100%. But other than that, it's like, for the greater good, who cares? All right, it's not really a side hustle, but there's this one guy who absolutely he's my hero on Instagram.
Okay.
He's the dad dork. And he goes to his neighbor's Ring doorbell like every day.
Oh, man.
And he's just always goofy, and he does a dad joke every day. And it's just, he's got this really cool little following on Instagram. It just brightens up my day with all the craziness he does. He's just a happy-go-lucky, fun, crazy guy. And yeah, he just kind of made a little thing out of telling a dad joke every day to his neighbor's Ring doorbell. So you really don't need anything anymore. Did you hear about that guy? I want to say it was 6 months ago. It was a kid probably your age, and he went on Grubhub and he created a pizza place on Grubhub. But what he did was he went to Walmart, bought all the frozen pizzas, and he had ordered box from a company, pizza boxes, blank, or maybe had his name on it or something, would heat the DiGiorno's pizza in his oven, put it in the box, and then drive for Uber to deliver his pizza to somebody. And I think he made a good amount of money.
Kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
When did he get shut down?
Oh, probably a couple of days later, because he was a famous TikToker, and I think he had maybe 1 million subscribers, and the video got 10 million views. They shut him down really quickly, but it was just a very cool side project. And I know there's those things called ghost kitchens. We have one in probably Providence, but in Warren, they were building it when I used to work in Bristol. It's these kitchens, ghost kitchens. So if you have a product, say we want to do coffee milk, we want to create our own coffee milk syrup, well, you need a kitchen that's sanitized and regulated by the Department of Health and a commercial kitchen.
Yes.
I mean, it's very expensive, but you could rent one for maybe $25 an hour, and you could produce all your stuff, package it, and everything's completely kosher. Not kosher, but it's approved by the health department, and you have a product. I don't know where I was going with that. Why was I talking about ghost kitchens? Oh, so
Because people are starting their own thing, kind of like Mr. Beast did with Mr. Beast Burger.
Yep. He had a lot, but I don't know if it was ghost kitchens, but I think he used just other restaurants. He just had their kitchens make the stuff, and then people would pick up from there. So it was like ghost kitchen times 1,000,000.
Do they have a marketplace for that?
What, ghost kitchens?
Call it Ghost Kitchen and have people post what they want made, and then have restaurants accept the offer, and they'll cook for the company. That's, I don't know, that'd be pretty cool.
I actually kind of
Like bridging the gap between people who don't have access to a kitchen and people who do have access to a kitchen, and kind of working for.
Absolutely. I think it's a
like,
great idea.
Almost like catering. No,
No, it's
totally different.
yeah, because catering, they usually have their own commercial kitchen, or they actually may use a ghost kitchen. But these are people, again, I actually want to do coffee milk syrup. I don't think it would be that hard.
I would love to have bottles of coffee milk syrup.
But I figured something like that, you just go to Autocrat or whatnot and have them just bottle up their syrup in your bottles.
Yeah.
And then you'd have their distribution and everything. You really wouldn't need to do much. But yeah, if you wanted to make chocolates or something.
I wonder if we reached out to Autocrat if they would do little bottles for us or something like that. I feel like no one would reach out to Autocrat or have a reason to.
It's not, I don't think if you're not in Rhode Island, I don't think you know Autocrat.
No. That would be awesome if we could get little bottles of coffee milk syrup and have our logo on the back, maybe. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, with a link to the pod. We'll have the QR code on the back.
Yeah.
Oh, because I want to do that for all our guests. We'll do it with regular Autocrat coffee milk syrup. Or there was one episode I really wanted to try all the different coffee milk syrups because there's this one apparently in London, and it's supposed to be really good. But yeah, if we ever had a guest, we'd send them a little care package and it'd be all kind of crazy Rhode Island things, but we would definitely have coffee milk syrup because you need it. I mean, we're called coffee milk.
We could do a coffee milk syrup review.
So, thought that'd be kind of cool for maybe a next couple episodes or in the next 5-6 episodes. Because next week we're going to go to the public access TV. We'll take the lessons. We'll report back on how that went.
Yeah, hopefully it goes smoothly.
Oh, I think it's going to be awesome. I just want to make sure that they tell us, yeah, you really don't need another person because we have people here.
I'm hoping that we can
just push record. And, yeah, because getting a third person is good.
Yeah,
hard.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this episode of Coffee Milk. I'm Mark Laporte.
Mitch Tabala.
See you next week.